God damn it, Jeff. Name one thing that you've done that says you're trying to figure out the puzzle pieces.
I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make.
Yo, I got a lot of shit to say, so I'ma do this every day. I'll be writing things until I'm fucking buried in my grave. 6 feet deep under, but my body won't decay. Cause my messages are timeless, so they'll put them on display. Oh yeah, I rap with a certainty, I have a sense of urgency. A message for eternity, for everyone internally. I had some people burning me, but now they fucking learn to see I ain't the one to fuck with, now they looking nervously. And I don't really care what you think of me respectfully. You can kick rocks if you think you're fucking better, see. I will outwork you, turn you to an enemy. Hurt you so bad that you're gonna need some therapy. I got the motherfucking recipe. I've been cooking up hits, I'ma leave a legacy. You'll be looking small when you're standing right next to me. I'm 5'10", bitch, but I'm 10 feet next to me. I don't give a
fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Cause I don't give a fuck what you say. Yeah, I'ma do shit my way. So you can go kick rocks, I'ma stack bricks up, build what I want to make. Yeah, I'ma do it my way.
Coming out with a statement. You really changed, man, all your music and arrangement. You don't know shit, shut your mouth, you can save it. I'm the same dude that got his come up from the basement. 100 songs, 100 weeks, didn't change it. Experiments, development, intelligence, and patience. I'll do it all again, cause I never feel complacent. Let's keep the good vibes, positivity's contagious. I'm never looking back, cause I made a life that's passionate. A college graduate suppressing all his talents, yeah. He found a way to go and change, become an advocate. For taking control of your life, go out and battle. And you think you have a dream, then act on it, get after it. Get out your head and fucking capture it. You got one life to master it. Don't give up on your future, we all start losers. We're all late bloomers, gotta start them through the sewer.
What you say, yeah, I'ma do shit my way.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, yeah.
Turn on your mind now, tune into the feed. We're planting digital flowers from a single tiny seed. Yeah, power to the collective, in the data and the soul. The hive mind's getting louder, finding voice and control.
And here we go.
Welcome to the freak show, the best in town.
Ladies and gentlemen, the gatekeepers have lost control of the conversation. It is more obvious now than ever. The internet has officially cracked the monopoly of the mainstream media. And so I want to start with a round of applause for people in the Hive for continuing to trust their gut and speak their mind without needing permission from anybody. And that is going to set the tone for this stream, because the big media is big mad with what the internet is doing, not just surrounding the Idaho 4 narrative, but almost every narrative in the news. The internet just takes it and has its way with it within minutes. And it's awesome and it's epic and it's never going to slow down. And if this is your first time tuning into the Hive, I'm your host, Birdie. I go live weeknights at 7 p.m. Central. This is a contrarian thinking live stream. Given what I just said, we think past the headlines. We question the narratives. We're not afraid to lean into what if scenarios. Why are they telling us this? We use our brains. We're not over fluoridated. We're not some NPC that just nods along and just says, "Thank you, Nancy Grace. Brian Enton, our overlords, thank you. How would we ever be able to think without you? I'd probably eat 4 rocks for breakfast and lose all my teeth before I realized that this isn't my Lucky Charms. But no, we're a smart group of people. I got Sammy T Mafia backstage tonight. I'm stoked about that. It's been a few weeks since she's been in the Hive. We got a great one lined up for you all. I'm going to quickly say what's up to everybody, and then I'm going to bring Sammy up right away. What's going on, UFO Dog, Law Cheek, Growth Renewal, Donnie Brooke Kennels, Mandy, Assman, Mary Tyler, Pressure Drop, UK Karen, UFO Dog. Shout out to one of my mods, Pamela, Tina Skullscar, great to see you. Mermaid Redacted Beeholes in the house. Dina Sites, Nebula, Twisted Timo, Luna Bliss. Shout out to one of my other mods. Same thing with Discord. Dawn, where's formerly known as Beck. Got the best mods on YouTube. As long as you're not trolling, spamming, or threatening, you could say whatever the hell you want in this chat, and that will never change. That is the beauty of the Hive. A bunch of opinions coming together to try to figure this stuff out. Chantel, Tripsy Turvy, Okie Dokie Lisa, always great to see your username. Tiny True Crime Mama, Lost Girl 86, Sluther Dare, great to see you. Firefly, Conspiraling, Realize, Analyze, that's cool. Kylie, Sue, Beverly, Nina, Life of the Party, Mimi D. That's enough of that. Okay. And Deb and Janice. So without further ado, Hive, like I said, I'm going to bring up Sammy a little bit earlier tonight than I typically would because we got a lot to talk about, and I haven't chatted with Sammy in a couple weeks, so I'm excited about this.
Oh, hi,
Miss,
Hive.
how are you doing, Sammy T Mafia?
My background isn't working, so I'm in a black box. So we're just going to have to deal with that.
It's all right. I can see, I can hear you loud and clear. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I miss you.
It's been, what, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
Yeah. You went on vacation. I forgot that you had a vacation. And that's that.
I actually was in the hotel room with Mrs. Birdie, and I go, oh, no. I didn't remind Sammy that I'm not streaming. So you had texted me. You're like, I'm ready to go for tonight. I got a bunch of great stuff. And I'm like, oh, I'm sitting next to the pool in the Bahamas. But I have something fun to start this stream with, Sammy, before we get into it. And Hive, please go ahead and where is that button? Please go ahead, hit that like button if you have not already. Scan that QR code or screenshot this. And then scan the QR code after the live concludes. That will take you to all of the Hive socials. It'll take you to our Discord, my TikTok, the Hive Mind merch store. We got bracelets and necklaces, chains, hoodies, t-shirts, hats. We got a bunch of great stuff on there that UFO Dog's always updating constantly. It's awesome. And let me go ahead and I got to grab this other layout, Sammy, 1 second, because I got to make sure that you stay on the screen.
Hey, by the way, have you gotten a community guideline strike on TikTok lately? Just curious.
Yeah, I've gotten a couple. I have an official strike. I have an official strike, which sucks.
I'm really worried about if I have to build up another TikTok. This will be my 4th one. I'm just going to be so miserable.
Oh, that would suck.
No, I don't have a new office. I just have a new area. And for some reason, it's not. I don't even ask, but I'm here.
Well, that's all that matters. And so I got you added to the screen. I thought this would be fun for tonight, Sammy. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this full screen. And for the Discord question of the day, I actually have one for you all. And that is, I need you guys to type out a short answer. Sammy, I thought this would be rather interesting to see what people think. The government doesn't want you to know about blank. Ooh. So the question of the day is the government doesn't want you to know about blank. And I think that this would be a very interesting question to get this stream started, seeming how mainstream media and the government go hand in hand and they try to shove a bunch of garbage down our throats.
I just got community guideline strike because the government doesn't want you to know that Erica Kirk's grandfather was working hand in hand with the CIA during his time at America Banknote. And apparently I can't talk about that. So that got community guideline striked, even though I'm getting the research from the CIA themselves. But okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Isn't that always interesting whenever you literally can find stuff on the CIA's website and they
I
will
did.
make you feel crazy.
I was like, oh, well, this is going to pass the smell test because I found it through them. Nope. Birdie's frozen. Birdie, are you frozen?
No, I was frozen, which is hilarious that we're talking about the government. So here's what a couple people said. They said they don't want them to know about their secret society, being human, corrupt cops, anything. Earth's actual size. That's something that I geek out about.
My God, that one Hive member's little like picture. She's like got that Barbie meme,
Oh,
and it looks
bondage
like
Barbie.
you.
Yeah.
You should screen
Money
grab that face
laundering.
of me.
I'm sure the Hive will grab some of that. That's amazing. There's secrets and lies, truth about anything. The world and those on it is not what it seems. Jeff and Kim. Yeah, I agree. Why just hit the like button? Get this thing out there. We just started. That's when hitting the like button matters the most. It puts it onto other people's pages on YouTube when they open it up. The true narrative. Who's running
Anything
the
in
USA?
regards to 9/11?
This is a great take, and it's not just because this is my wife, but I do think that she's spot on with this. Is that they really do put it in your face and they laugh at you just when you think they wouldn't. They would.
Yeah, that's I think the most egregious part about the Epstein files was just how in our face it was and just how blatant
Yes.
the cover up was. It was the whole I think it was Tucker Carlson's podcast where I think he had Sagar and Jetty on, and this was a while ago, and they were talking about saying it was a nod to Versailles. Basically, like, we are all in the court. You peasants are not in the court. Therefore, we're covering this up and calling it a hoax. And that's a nod to Versailles, meaning like all of a sudden Trump's like, oh, I feel so bad for Bill Clinton and great guy, great guy. Like it's more like a same with Clinton in his own deposition was like covering for Trump, not Hillary. I mean, Hillary was furious. She's had to deal with Bill's shit forever, but not like she doesn't have her own. All right.
Well, there's two things that I want to say. One, type a 1 in the chat if you guys believe the whole, like, and I'm just gonna say it, viewer discretion, like the whole eating other people babies type stuff. I find it very odd that so many people, it's like they don't want to believe that, even though there's emails with code words that for a long time from many different people.
Well, I found this one email, and it was just a set of coordinates. And I brought this up before. The coordinates went to this spiritual site called Mount Kailash. It's where like 5 religions converge on this one special area. And you're not even allowed to travel in this one sect where the coordinates are. And it was this billionaire guy named Tom Pritzker, and he's emailing Epstein. And he just emails the coordinates. I look up where it is. And there's this religion called Bon, B-O-N. And apparently a lot of like rich people practice it. It's some sort of like occult mysticism sort of thing. And they practice these rituals where one of them is literally a sacrificial ritual where they have like then the vultures come and pick out after the sacrifice. And there's and it's supposed to be like, oh, well, they just do like not actual sacrifices, they say, but who knows because nobody's there. And by the way, while he was doing these, he was also in company with heads of the CIA and other intelligence people, like high up, all congregate. And it's the weirdest email I've ever seen.
All of those emails are wild. And my little brother called me actually like 45 minutes before the stream. And he goes, dude, he's like, my girl and I, we were watching Cheaper by the Dozen last night. He goes, we were watching Cheaper by the Dozen. And he was like, what is that, a 90s movie, right? Early 2000s, mid 90s?
Yeah, Cheaper by the Dozen. Well, it's an old movie, but then they remade it in early 2000s.
Yeah, it's got to be the early. It's got to be the remake because like Ashton Kutcher, he said was like in it, and he's like the amount of symbolism in all of the '90s and 2000s movies is just ridiculous. And he starts talking like cheaper by the dozen, and there's all like the pasta and how a guy's like protective cup lands in the pasta. It's just if you
It's
know, you
not a
know.
I just think now looking at the emails, it's kind of gives you and it's the best roadmap to how our in our faces this actually really is, and we're not crazy. Like, no, they actually are. Victoria's Secret actually is trafficking people. Oh, they actually are using symbols. They actually are going to these places. That's weird. Oh, there actually are hunting quote unquote parties. I mean, they had again Tom Pritzker, same guy in the emails who was meeting in this weird location where all these religions converge and sacrifices take place. They He's also in emails talking about going on a hunting trip in
Yeah.
Afghanistan with higher up military officials. Like, why is a billionaire running around in remote parts of Afghanistan with a hunting crew?
Well,
What?
it makes no sense. It fits into the theme that we're going to be talking about tonight. But before that, I wanted to make sure one of the things that I always try to do, Hive, is I don't ever want to let a super chat go unanswered. And so yesterday, Chaotic Kitchen had asked, "Can you pull up the photo of the first set of stairs and look by the McDonald's cup? There's blood droplets that I don't think were ever found." And Sammy, it's good timing that you're on the show because I think up top you were talking about it more.
Yeah.
And you know, in general, I mean, these stairs are all they're dirty, they're messy, they got mud on it, there's
It's
trash on them.
definitely not clean. Remember, like in the interviews, oh, we deep cleaned. The whole part about that why there was a lack of blood is because, oh, the parents' weekend and we deep clean. If that's deep cleaning, I need a word with all of these people's parents. Did nobody pick up a fucking mop and bucket and vacuum in their life? Who taught you how to clean?
Well, and I was listening, it was around lunchtime. I just had it on the background. I was listening to Lana's live. She was replaying Dylan and Vicky Gooch's interview. And going back and when you just listen to the interview, right? If we're not
Mm.
doing a live, like, or when I can just listen and I'm not hosting a live, rather, the answers are so, I mean, we know they're terrible, but Vicky Gooch figured it out. She knew she was like, Vicky Gooch does not play into Dylan's BS narrative in the story and this questions she asks. She knows. It's almost like Vicky had to find out for herself, but she can't say it out loud.
So, in my opinion, that I think Vicky thought she was going to get more interviews with Dylan. Like, this is a starting point. I am now seeing there's a liar here in front of me, right?
Yes.
Clearly, this isn't making sense. I'm not buying this whole I can't remember, but I remember certain things, but what I said initially doesn't match up to what I'm saying now. I can't be sure if I'm dreaming. All that stuff. She started getting wise to that, and she really painstakingly patient because I would have been like, all right, bitch, can you just stop? Like, I would have been like throwing notebooks on the table, and I would have been like, bad cop. I can't handle the line anymore. But I would have said, I would have thought, and I think Vicky probably thought, I'm going to have another bite at the apple with this one. So we're going to ease her into the lies. I got a bunch of lies compiled right now after this initial interview, and I'm going to bring her back for more interviews. And then that never happened.
Well, and one of my favorite tactics that interrogators will use is they'll say, for example, like, tell us about the body in your freezer. And people will act like, wait, what body? What body? They're like, we know about the body. Tell us about the body. And they'll show pictures and they'll be like, so how did it get there? And they'll say something that will be like, I had nothing to do with the freezer in Kenny's basement. And they'll say, like, we never said anything about Kenny's basement. And then they'll be like, well,
Right.
yeah, you did. They're like, no, we didn't. You just did. That's one of my favorite tactics. I don't know what that's called, but you can just when you're not being the one question and you're watching, you can just see the path that they're leading these people down. It's an art form to interrogate people well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was what I wanted to show about the McDonald's cup.
But
if there
the
is
blood,
go ahead.
it's weird because if you noticed on the stairs, it looks like scuffs, but not like a shoe. It almost looks like hands in some parts where it looks like fingers are like
At the
grabbing the
top.
stairs.
At the
Yeah.
top.
And I noticed in the snow, like on the outside, I don't know why they did nothing with this because they took so many pictures. And then it's just like, "Meh, meh." I guess not. We're not going to talk about the shoe prints, even though we took copious amounts of pictures of these boot prints, right? So boots leading out and in and to the fence line and into the forest and whatever. And it looks like somebody fell down at some point, and it looks like hands, like somebody's down on the ground, and there's fingers like dragged. Like it just looks like somebody went whoosh in the snow, like with gloves or with something, like somebody's being dragged or somebody's trying to get up. It's very bizarre. And I'm like, why did nothing? Did anybody do any forensics on anything outside? I mean, besides the obvious backpack and whatnot. And I don't know. It also the placement of things like how many screens were off that house? Why so many screens off the house? Why is there a grill pushed up here? Bricks pushed up there? Why is there a ladder pushed up against this side of the house? It's if it was a home invasion and nobody was murdered, those would be key pieces of evidence.
I totally agree. I totally agree. And one of the other things that not enough people I think talk about is I just saw the comment go by. It was like Eddie. I think Eddie had just said it. And that's
Mhm.
I don't get how she didn't hear the screams. I've gotten to the conclusion in my head she heard the screams, guys.
That or she wasn't there.
Yeah, it's one or the other. There's
It's e
no in between.
it's either they left and they had to make up the scenario to before they went back, like, "Okay, let's start this text chain," which I
Right.
don't know, or they were there and they heard everything that was going on, knew exactly what was happening, and Dylan, because she's the one who said, "Oh, I invited Kaylee back," even though Kaylee didn't go with her and they weren't together, she invited her to this weekend formal whatever. She's the one who brought her back for some reason.
Right. Right. So I wanted to point that out. And then one of the things too, given our theme, Sammy,
Mhm.
is you and I spoke on the phone prior to this live, which most times we don't get to. But we talked about how this case, given, and I'm curious what people in the Hive think about this. I'm sure there are at least a handful of people that would agree with this. Given the speed, the slow rate of speed that they are releasing the documents, it's given people so much time to either get disinterested, to
Mhm.
go off down random rabbit holes, to confuse themselves. And so now it's like, what do we do until Judge Hippler opens the floodgates? Well, we go talk about the same shit that we do. And there's this cycle. There's this cycle. And I think the big media players are getting pissed that all that's actually doing, while it's annoying us, it's giving other people a lot of time to get brought up to speed on this case.
And it gives people a lot of time to realize how inept the media has been in this case and slacked and dropped the ball on reporting. Like, wait a minute, nobody who has regularly reported on this case are reporting so many things that have been released in the documents, from forensic reports to interviews with people. It's actually crazy. And I think people are getting more, the public is definitely turning. I'd say before, where it was like 90% not our way, it's more like 70% now, I'd say.
I agree. This has got to be, at least in my most recent memory, I don't know of another case that has ever had tens of thousands of people go through every single document.
The last ones I could remember that were national like this, it would be like Lacey Peterson, Casey Anthony, that like national attention that people were paying attention to. Hmm.
It's got, I
That's
mean,
all I
it's
could
up there
really
though.
think of.
It's up there. And I'm talking,
Shanann Watts, the Watts case. Yeah, that's another one. That girlfriend, Nicole, the mistress, should have been arrested.
dude, you've seen the ring camera on the garage, right? How you
Yeah.
could
Oh,
totally see her walk by. I also believe that there's a lot of people that agree with this. A lot of people are like, no, Chris would have known that Nicole would have been, or that Shanann would have been coming home. My theory is that that Shanann walked in on Chris and Nicole in bed. I think that's what escalated the entire thing. I think that Shanann got home either at a different time than she said she would, or all of the blood in Chris's brain was somewhere else and he lost track of time. But that explains an escalation. And Nicole's phone was either dead or it was turned off, but it pings right away in the morning at like 5:45 or 6:45.
yes.
All the frantic Google searches of how to dispose of a body, and they pick her site that she works at the same company as Chris. It's one of her locations.
Yep. I also think it's really interesting because I'm watching the Corey Richins trial right now. If you guys don't know what it is, it's this woman who murdered her husband. Well, she's accused of murdering her husband with a fentanyl poisoning. She tried it once before, allegedly with a sandwich, and it didn't work. And then she got him with a Moscow Mule. And fentanyl, I guess if you lace it in a drink, it doesn't have any like taste. So
It's terrifying.
so she gets arrested, and it was for obviously financial reasons. She wanted the money, but he was smart enough and he knew something was wrong after the first time. So he put everything in his sister's name. So she was freaking out and like hit the sister in the face, apparently. But, anyways, I was thinking about motivations when I was watching this trial. A lot of times men are motivated to kill their wives if they want to leave for another woman, but women will murder if they want money. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like I never see women really murdering people, like husbands. Yes, if there's another lover, but it's always for life insurance or for properties or for financial gain.
Assuming
And
it's not like protective, like
right. I mean, like
yeah.
I'm not talking about actual like
right.
you could say worthy murders. I mean, not like I believe in
I
any
get what
of
you're saying
that.
though. Yeah.
Right. But men tend to go crazy over jealousy, or they murder because they think like this is the best way, cleanest way, just eliminate my whole family. It's
Do you know
really weird.
do you know what I was up way too late last night watching? I started The Monster of Florence on Netflix. It's dubbed over. I think it's obviously based in Florence, so it's dubbed over. It's not an American made series. Unbelievable series. Like it's exactly that. It's jealousy. And this is back in like the earlier days
Mm-hmm.
where there was not camera and there was police. But
Mm-hmm.
The Monster of Florence on Netflix, I think you guys, it's really good. It's one of those series that draws you in right away. But yeah, I agree. I just saw UFO Dog say, "Dude, just get a damn divorce."
I was just going to read that, and I was like, I made this point. I was like, I don't understand why people. I know it's probably going to be costly and really annoying. Nobody wants to be stuck with people after you're done, but especially if you have children, just get a flippin' divorce. Would you rather not? I mean, it's going to be a lot harder to go through a murder trial. I just don't understand the mentality of these people. I really don't. And the fact that they think they can get away with it is even crazier.
I also think too, to your point, like how much of a of this fantasy of maybe running, like as a man, like running off with another woman, do they fantasize about that? And then the plan is like, well, it'd be easier if she was just gone. That they both come to that conclusion.
Right. And they get swept away with it.
Right.
And
I don't even like thinking about that. It's such a dark place.
I thought the same thing. I was like, I can't put myself in that mindset where then that's the logical conclusion from all of those feelings. That's my logical conclusion. I wouldn't even fuck with that idea in my head.
No.
And trust me, people have really pushed my buttons, but that's never come into my mind.
No.
But again, what's the motivation for the Idaho 4 here? Somebody.
Well, that's one of the reasons that a lot of people talk about. A lot of people talk about Kaylee and Jack breaking up as a motivation. Now, it's actually a good question. or that just sparked a question that I have, which I think is a good question because I don't
Okay.
know. And that is, at what age does that killing your partner start to become more pressing? Right? Like, I feel like a college age breakup don't result in many murders, but like middle-aged, right?
See,
Or
but
no?
I remember being some of my most dramatic, like, I guess you could say, felt like I was gonna live or die if this person, didn't reciprocate or call me because I was just like, you're both so just obsessed with each other and like it's this toxic push and pull. I feel like when you're in that like young phase, like that age specifically, I remember my friends, myself, those are some of the most heightened, emotional, crazy toxic relationships that you learn from and you look back on it and you're like, what the who hijacked my brain back then? What was that?
Yeah.
Good sex, probably.
At first love, good sex, right? Like it's the first type of experience that you're having. And
Yeah.
then I just saw a comment. Where did it go? It talked about that's what makes the Idaho 4 so intriguing is what Real Eyes Analyze says is the why. That's to me, the why would open so many more doors and shut so many doors so that we could probably stop wasting our time with a handful of things.
Right. Like is real. I mean, I would have cut a bitch like maybe back then. Like I would have like probably popped somebody if I like caught them, with my dude, but I wouldn't have killed somebody. That's insane. I also think like how crazy are these kids? Like, is the dick so good you're gonna murder somebody or vice versa? Like, is the pussy that good you're gonna like go homicidal? That just seems a little extreme.
Damn you. Oh, I mean, I
I'm
just
wearing
lost my
like
entire.
look at this like it's a Karl Lagerfeld dress. It's really cute and I look so prim and proper and I'm speaking like Cardi B.
Did you ever carry Underwood someone's car?
Oh
Like
yeah.
that song? Oh, you did?
Oh yeah. For sure.
Allegedly.
Oh yeah. I broke into my ex-boyfriend's house because I just bought him like a new pair of Jordans for like a basketball tournament. And then I don't know, he did some crazy shit and like really pissed me off. So I broke into his house and stole back the shoes. And then he didn't know where his sneakers were for the basketball tournament the next day. And I was so happy about it.
I feel like I've never done anything that petty. And I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
even trying to sound like a goody good. I really can't think of anything.
Like I said, I was a total, I mean, that's why I'm saying I could see the heightened relationships back then. You're just a crazy person. I mean, you're just like, oh, this is like the end all be all of my existence. And it's really not. Like, I'm so embarrassed and mortified by it. I'm like, yeah, look at all the crazy shit I did when I was young. That's so embarrassing. I'm mortified by it. I don't care. I mean, we all have stupid things we've done, but the motivation for the Idaho 4 could like somebody it's either money, which I could see, or like the investigators initially thought it looked like a crime of passion. Like it looked like something very personal. You're not stabbing people if it's not personal. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I totally agree. And we got a couple super chats. I'll start with this one. Frozen Charles, thank you so much for the super chat. Said ASAP Rocky dropped a bomb track titled "The Burgers." It's like the Hive Mind theme song. Exposes media-fed lies and corruption. I gotta write that down. I like ASAP. The Burgers. And then Nina Love. This is my type of conversation. If anybody wants to know like how I talk with my buddies, whether or not this is what actually happened, I always enjoy like this is ultimately one of the reasons why I got into streaming is like
I'm like a good buddy.
yeah, sorry, I couldn't get that damn pen in the cup there. So what if this really is a social experiment and Koberger really has faith in the people to figure this out to prove how effed up the system really is? Ever heard of badge bending in Vallejo, California? I have not. What is badge bending?
I just know that there's a lot of social experiments that have went on in our lifetime. I mean, I think a lot of the social engineering that went on during Black Lives Matter and the George Floyd riots, the COVID lockdowns, there's social engineering all over the place to this day. We just don't give it an operation name per se. The UK government was actually, they gave it an operation name to get people to follow the protocols who were getting antsy, and they got busted for doing it. They called it social engineering. So, I mean,
That's crazy. I've never heard I've never heard of that. So officers would reportedly bend one of the tips of their star-shaped police badge after being involved in a fatal police shooting. Each bent tip was said to represent a person they had killed in the line of duty. They called it a badge of honor sometimes. Wow.
that's sad.
I've never heard of that. Have you?
No, I wouldn't be proud about killing anybody, even if it's a necessary part of your job and it can't be helped. It's still sad.
Dude, I watched this one video of this. There was this cop. She thought she grabbed her taser, but she grabbed her gun instead. And
Oh, I
obviously
saw that.
her reaction just I have
Oh.
goosebumps.
But
If you haven't watched it, don't. It's so sad.
again, that's why it's like, I know cops have to wear guns, but it's so many unnecessary accidents and heat of the moments. Like, I don't know if they need more training or what. I mean, all of the shit with the ICE protests are just like, it's like like a bomb waiting to go off. And I just don't understand how nobody can see, like, we're being socially engineered for outrage and mass surveillance. I don't know how else to tell you.
I have said this for a long time. If WSU was supposed to predict this and humans couldn't, the only thing to predict it with is AI. And I saw a really good question about WSU is, did Brian ever like formally withdraw from WSU? And that might be a stupid question, but if you go to prison and you're enrolled in college, does the school expel you? Are you done at school? Like, what if you kept paying tuition?
With the civil lawsuit, right? Like, who knows where this is going to end up? Like, what's the latest on that? I haven't read anything recently, but they don't want to pay up for something they know is garbage.
No, I couldn't imagine that. And I think that Sluther Dare has a great quote here. How quickly will a case make you crazy without knowing the truth? I'm about to start twitching. Like, there's been times where I've been sitting here before the stream starts and I'm just like, and this is how everybody is, but it doesn't matter what you present. It doesn't matter if this is how your brain works, and I understand that, but there's very few people that will agree with everything on this case. Everybody's got their own little twist and turn to it. And it's hard to communicate and work towards something because a lot of people can't even get behind the same mentality just to look at one aspect of a case, right?
Well, don't you think that this case, in combination with everything that else that's happening in the world, first of all, it feels like all of these things are compiling so fast that it's hard for a brain to process the amount and level of corruption piled on top of corruption. It's like, I can't believe that we're still in this space. Like, when are we going to say uncle? Like, uncle, we've had enough. Like, it's almost like they're just seeing how much can we pile on society, bullshit and lie and be corrupt and do things like the Idaho 4 on top of everything else we're doing. And let's add a war. And then, like, what else? I just feel like, what else? What else? What else? So again, why I always say the Hive stead is a goal we need to work towards in society.
Dude, Sherlock just said that the dude from Cash Cap and Derek Chauvin looked the same. Holy shit.
I used to love that show.
JJ, I owe you an email back. It's on my to-do list, brother. Appreciate the patience. But yeah, I mean, this is crazy. Have you ever seen all those celebrity lookalikes too, by the way? Oops.
Yeah, like people from the past that look like people that are celebrities now, like Matthew McConaughey and stuff. Yeah, it's crazy.
I believe in that. I believe in it.
The cloning. I mean, they just had this weird Britney Spears DUI where it's not really a DUI, and nobody has really seen her in forever and a day. Those videos of her on her Instagram are clearly not her. I mean, it's AI. 1,000%. If you're following somebody, follow decoding celebrities on Instagram and on TikTok, it's not her. I mean, there's so many times where the filter of like what they do is they get somebody, they put the Britney filter on the face, and then it slips every once in a while, or the hands, or the tattoos, or the legs, or the arms look different. Sometimes they have a 5 o'clock shadow, for Christ's sake, on the person they're pretending to be Britney Spears. So I don't even know if she's alive. I don't know what's going on, but I think it is so bizarre what goes
I
on with
agree.
celebrities.
Well, and that's kind of what leads into this question. Thoughts Loading talks about humiliation or humiliation rituals. Now, once you see it, you can't unsee it. But Thoughts Loading said, thank you for the big super chat. Thoughts Loading. Appreciate you. Says, does anyone remember the social media pictures that came out from parties? And there was a specific one of DM crying from Halloween that always made me feel like she was the cause of what happened to them. Humiliation, maybe.
Mm.
Look, narrative combatant said one of the things with maybe killings at that age, it has a lot to do with respect or feeling disrespected.
Mm-hmm.
If you're humiliated, again,
I think
I'm
that's
not
more of a
wired that
guy
way.
thing. Like girls get humiliated. It's like just a part of being a woman. To be
I
honest
mean,
with you, especially at that age, we all remember. I don't know what bullying is like now, but when I went to high school, it was there were some days where I was like, Jesus Christ, it's a rough world out there, especially in the early 2000s. Everybody was called a slut, everybody was a whore. It was ridiculous. And I mean, we were wearing jeans down to our vagina, so, there's that with a tanning sticker for Christ's sake. But with women, do you get to the point where you're humiliated enough that you're setting somebody up? Possibly. I'm not saying doing it yourself, but are you humiliated enough, bullied enough? Again, we also have the story about how the roommate of the person who passed away, Hannah Clear, was it in the sorority, Hannah
yep.
something, who was bullied by these people, by
Is
that
this the
sorority.
picture, right? I think this is
Yeah.
the picture. Yeah.
I don't know
I,
what she's supposed to be except for ugly.
oh, Jesus. It's Halloween.
Well, she's hideous.
Oh, well, here. This is this laughing or crying?
I don't know, probably both. I don't know. It's so weird.
It's
But there's a
so
different
weird.
one too. There's one besides that one where I think she's like more by herself and she's like curled up. Right, guys?
I'll keep looking for that on the side, but
They also like when you drink a lot, um if you are like upset about anything, you know how you like can't stop being upset and you like can't stop crying. Some girls get like that, especially at that age, where it's just like, oh, can this one just knock it the fuck off? You're ruining my vibes. Not tonight.
yeah.
They maybe that was happening with Dylan. Maybe she was crying over Quinn and they're like, let's take pictures to try to cheer her up. Who knows?
Yeah, maybe. I could see that. I still think this is one of the wildest things I've just
Oh,
like
what
forgotten
this
about.
is crazy town. I mean, talk about The Shining and obviously High.
She looks like that looks like
What did you just smoke out in a porta potty? I mean, Jesus, look at her eyes.
that's a scary look. It's like the trying to be sexy while being dangerous, but I'll actually kill you look.
Did she use Blake Lively's hair products?
I wish I understood what all that meant. I feel like there's some jokes that go right over my head.
You would know if you're following the Justin Baldoni case and Blake Brown Beauty, her fucking terrible hair product she was trying to sell during a movie on domestic violence. It was really poor timing.
Yeah, I just don't understand how she the original theme that Sammy and I were going to maybe go with was called like the switcheroo theme. And I ended
Okay.
up feeling like big media, big mad. It's obvious that the mainstream media and a lot of people they're sick of the internet with this case. I've actually started to see another uptick of people on TikTok saying, guys, stop posting the crime scene photos. These are people's family members. And I understand that. I do.
Hmm.
But what people are getting confused about is they want to just say that this is for content. This is for money. Like, there are content creators that make a lot of money, that have a big platform, that when they pick a story, yeah, they're going to have the brand deals and they're going to have all that shit. I think that the overwhelming majority of people's hearts are in the right places if they're talking about this case. I really do.
And I don't even think that they have to have the same conclusions as me or you or anybody. I just think at least somebody's digging into this better than the surface level bullcrap and the repetitive narratives about. I mean, we are still hearing people on the news saying as they slept. As they slept? Did you see the tech evidence on their phones as they slept?
If somebody says that they were killed in their sleep still, what does that tell you about them? If they follow the case, right? I get it. If they're like, what is that case again? Oh, is that where that weird guy killed them all in their sleep? That's different than like how.
Yeah, if you're peripherally just paying attention.
Yeah.
I
What
mean,
does that
I've
say about
tried.
it? You're
I don't
dense?
know.
You're
I think
you're just stubborn?
I think it says you trust in institutions. I don't.
Oh,
I'm a
I
very I'm a very all it's not it hasn't been, it isn't working. Institutional narratives are just a really bad form of propaganda, and they've gotten really sloppy at it that they don't even care to sell it anymore. I mean, they just are putting us into a war, and they're not even selling that propaganda anymore. At least we had weapons of mass destruction last time. What is it this time? I'm so beyond done with institutional narrative horseshit. And some people just trust the experts, trust the science, trust the
yeah.
institutions, trust the police, trust the FBI, trust the CIA, trust.
Well, and one of the
No, thank you.
yeah, no, thank you. One of the things is that's so perplexing to me is they could end all of this. They could end it all overnight. They could release everything. Really, they could release phone data. They could have somebody just come out and tell us, right? We'd want to see it, but they could, if this is getting out of control, again, where now people are having to file charges for social media. It's like, guys, what are we doing here? There's a
Well,
reason why that people are obsessed with this.
the slow roll, like again, is because it's funny, isn't it? They dropped 68
Terabytes.
for terabytes. They dropped 68 terabytes on Ann Teller's lap, like no biggie. She wouldn't get through that in 10 years with a full staff, 12 hours a day. All right. And like I said, she called it a snow globe where she's trying to pick out these snowflakes. Worse than that, she was calling out what specific snowflakes she wanted in this snow globe. Multiple supplemental requests for discovery over and over. She's trying to pull those snowflakes out, still can't get them. It's funny how they just dump all of that information at once to bury her. And then when the case is over, the plea deal's signed, they're rolling out the information as slow as possible, like dumping gallons of water through a straw hole. Like, you have to be kidding me.
Well,
You people just dumped all this out like no big deal. And now you're slow walking it when the case is over. What's the problem?
I don't know. And this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm not going to get up here and lie to anybody. What Sherlock said, I've always thought what Sherlock said is, I genuinely believe there is probable cause to believe they released fabricated phone timestamps and faked location data too. Before anybody jumps down my neck here, that would be the easiest of stuff to fabricate. It is black and white on paper. Look
Yeah.
at the text messages that they released initially or the transcript. It's not hard to do. We have to understand that I'm not just going to go down this whole rabbit hole of national security, but there are no rules when civilian rules are so different than what these people who are releasing the information are following. They
Right.
can do all this legally.
So you partner with the FBI, supposedly, oh, they're organizing the tip line. Apparently not. Apparently that was just completely disorganized. So like I said, anything that the FBI were supposed to be in charge of, and this is what we're our partners in the FBI. Okay. And then when Ann Taylor asked for this piece of surveillance, this cell phone report, the timing advance reports, the I need the tip line. Where is all that? Oh, we're going to hamstring her as long as we possibly can. In some situations, we're not going to turn it over. In others, we're going to give her just a massive amount of tip lines, no dates, no times, no summary of who's this, what are they saying, was there follow-up, nothing, just effing nothing. So what were they doing? They were just used as a shield. Their presence in the case was just to get that TUI statute to shield and say, we have to censor this, we have to shield that, we can't produce this. It was all to cover up that they lied about everything in the probable cause affidavit. It was just to shield all the evidence that they were going to have to eventually turn over if they went to trial. It was all a smokescreen. They didn't do anything for Ann Taylor to help the case along or for the prosecutors.
And one of the most logical ways that I could think of as to how to describe that is if you're going to redact and cover up a bunch of information in a crime that allegedly only took 10 minutes by a single lone wolf actor and one knife, if you're going to redact that much on one of the most simple, straightforward cases, when you don't release it, you have to fill in the gaps for what you can't have out there. For example, if there is a different time or if there's a different car, you have to still fill in an entire night of a quadruple homicide. So if they're going to cover it up and there's absolutely something that can't be public because it would blow the lid on it all, what do you do instead? You put something that either didn't happen or it happened at a different time. You just move the pieces around to make a believable timeline.
And then you shield the pieces from Ann Taylor and use that feds to do it and say, oh, they can't come to be questioned. Sorry, TUI statute. That we can't. Sorry, it's the feds. You know, you're going to have to go through these hoops in order to get the people who did the most important parts of the investigation and cross-examine them. And then even when you find out the stuff that they did was wrong, like false timestamps, not his car, this doesn't make sense, that doesn't make sense, not the surveillance, this, whatever it may be, even when you get them and you push them and you find that out, you have Hippler hamstringing her and saying, no, Cyray can't say anything. Oh, I'm going to send the FBI over to what's-her-face's house, the one forensic lady who was talking about the IgG. I mean, this is just horse shit.
It's bad. And I've been saying for a long time that the amount of data, 68 terabytes, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to people that don't understand computers and data, but just having high-res photos and high-res videos, I get the argument for it, but guys,
that's not it.
There was just a med tech company that had 200,000 devices wiped and 50 terabytes stolen from them of data, and it affected 79 countries.
Yeah.
And that was done by
not even half.
Yeah, and it's like that's literally done by an Iranian-funded hacking group. So in 30 days, 9/11 had 35 terabytes. The 3.5 million pages of documents of Epstein was 300 gigs, yet Brian Koberger was 68 terabytes, and it's now more. A global medtech company gets hacked by an Iranian-backed hacking group, and it's 50 terabytes. So that's what I'm trying to say, and It's such a massive amount for just being 1122 and Brian Koberger that lives across the state lines 10 minutes away. That doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. And they obviously omitted, in my opinion, so many other surveillance cameras in cars.
And it's like clearly it's not even high res images.
No. And if it was, then why don't they look like that now?
Exactly. Well, it's 2022. Like I said, in Desert Storm, they had drones 30,000 feet in the air and they saw clearer than that.
I know. I was just thinking, I remember watching the bombing when we first went into Afghanistan and it looked clear on night vision.
It's 78 terabytes now on Brian Koberger's. Are you serious? This is a massive operation. It has to do it's
and this is setting a precedent, by the way, now.
Huge precedent.
Huge. So it's just going to be like, we don't have to turn shit over, force a plea deal, not and hamstring a defense. No third party. What? There's other people's DNA. What do you mean no third party? Oh, it's just going to drag in speculation. How about the fucking documentaries, the Amazon Prime specials, the Dateline specials, the Nancy Grace? Are speculation? Wild speculation. Don't even. I can't.
And Amazon didn't even have to change their release date. Think about that. I mean, that's just ridiculous. Like Brian Koberger just so happens to take a plea deal 2 days.
Are we getting mad over nothing because it is some sort of social experiment at this point? I mean, I feel just.
Oh, dude. Yeah, it feels.
You're bringing back my college self. Whose car am I going to key tonight?
Not mine, please.
Who's getting a good old fashioned early 2000s car key?
You're scaring me.
I'm just kidding.
That voice. It's like, I'm going crazy. Oh man, a good old 2000 fashion keying.
Oh my God, I was so crazy. I was so nuts. I used to love when it was snowing and then I could drive drunk. This is so bad. My shitty Escort. So like we would switch off, like whose weekend is it? And we'd be like, yes, it's snowing. That way, if we were like all over the road, it was fine because it was snowing. You'd have like a good excuse. And we used to like going to people's neighborhoods, like really rich people's neighborhoods and driving into their garbage cans and knocking them over on garbage day. And my Escort would be all banged up and my parents would be like, what happened? And be like, I don't know. I'm so confused. Somebody must have backed up into my car. I'm just like massively confused.
Well,
such a bad kid. I was such a bad kid. I got to admit.
Well, you're different now. You're a changed woman. So,
oh, I mean, I don't even know who that person was. It was just, I don't know.
I would love kind of 1 second. I just heard Mrs. Birdie yell.
Oh no, Mrs. Birdie's yelling? That's not good. Guys, I cleaned up my act, so don't worry about it. Look at this bow tie. Doesn't that tell you something? I was a Hellraiser. So I don't know. This case just frustrates me to no end. When I was looking at the terabytes thing and Hippler, and it says, if a prosecutor dumps this much evidence on somebody and you don't give them a continuation, the prosecution is supposed to offer them a person to get through the evidence. And they didn't even offer that.
All good. I got to trim the cat's nails, to say the least.
Oh, you do that? See, I don't do that. And I should because my cat has really sharp nails. And even things like he doesn't scratch, but like he'll sometimes dig his fingers into something on accident and then it'll just kind of drag on the material. I'm like, ooh, your nails are so long. I got to cut these, but I'm too afraid.
So back to the topic, though. All right. Getting back to the big media being mad. I think in any narrative, you want to know what is a dead giveaway that they're lying? In my opinion. It's that they even take the time to call out the internet. any story
Mhm.
where they have to go and use their massive platforms to convince all of the normies, which I've said for a long time, the normies, the sheep, they are the first line of defense for the mainstream media. They've done it so many times where the mainstream media doesn't even have to say anything. It's like there's this code in people's DNA that's like,
Yes.
somebody's saying something different than the news. Attack.
And then
Attack.
and then they guilt you. A lot of guilt and shame goes into this as well when they're doing it. I also have to say, I don't understand how now when we're out so far and like we're waiting for the more data to drop, which inevitably it will. How can they keep reporting on this when we know all of this? I mean, has nobody read these files up until now? I mean, how could you keep honestly reporting on this at this point without being a total joke?
Well, they'll
Or
talk
having
about,
the family on for more. Do you notice that they just do things where it's more emotional manipulation? So we're
yes.
going to have the family on to talk about the new doc drops, but we're not actually going to discuss the doc drops. We're going to discuss how it makes them feel and how awful the internet treats them.
Yeah. And what I don't understand, really, I don't think we have ever gone that hard on a specific person or family. Like I really don't think we do. I just don't think it's really my type of person. I don't know what it helps, but when it comes to repetitive behaviors that
Mhm.
clearly have a certain reaction, right? Like if I'm doing something in my life that always gets the same reaction and it doesn't make me feel good. If the masses are not going to change, well, then who has to change? I have to change. I have to make a different decision. So if by continuing to talk about it or do it, if I continue to go out and say stuff and it just riles it up, and what I'm saying is trying to get the problem to stop and it has the opposite effect, well, then you have to make a decision and be like, I'm not going to say anything. It doesn't work. And that doesn't happen in this at all.
No. And in fact, it actually aggravates me. It aggravates me more that I actually feel bad that the families keep having to be dragged onto shows to say to what? To shame us, to shame the internet, because that's all essentially they're doing. And they're trying to look for justice for their kids, supposedly. So it's twofold. I get it. You feel like the plea deal wasn't fair. You've stated that multiple times. You wish it didn't happen. I'm not saying every family feels like that. Maybe some of them don't wish they were dragged through a trial because they know it would be very embarrassing for the prosecutors with what was going to come out. Again, I don't understand why he signed this plea deal to the end.
It's
I still don't get it.
What I don't understand is we watched that Brian Enton interview with the G family. Have you seen that? The most recent one was like a month ago.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't understand how they are straight up talking mad stuff about Bill Thompson. He's terrible. He's a weak prosecutor. He had a foot out the door. He wanted to retire. And then in the same breath say, but we are so certain it was Brian.
I know.
And that deal would have been off the table if we would have known. It's like they're simultaneously saying Bill Thompson sucks, and we didn't even know what happened until the deal was signed. And then the deal gets signed, and they're like, we would have never signed the deal. How are they against this? Where are we miscommunicating here?
It's the same with like, oh, okay. So Ann Taylor's saying she can't represent her client, that it's a ineffective assistance of counsel because she can't possibly get through all of this 78 terabytes, right? Or more. Okay. So she can't get through all of these terabytes of evidence. I can't effectively have an assistance of counsel to my client. The judge didn't grant a continuance. The judge hampered every defense she was going to have. The judge wouldn't give the motions in limine. The judge wouldn't have these hearings that she was requesting. Everything was denied. So you're hearing that she's not going to be affected because she can't get through it. And does he offer her help through the prosecution? I'll give you a team to help you get through this discovery, but we're not going to give you continuance. No, he doesn't give her dick. And then he says, but we're still going to continue on with trial. I don't understand how this isn't a violation of his Sixth Amendment rights, his 14th Amendment rights. I am boggled.
To me, um, I believe it was Kristen. It was one of the custody queens. I had asked them as attorneys if there is an operation going on, which I know they're in family court, but I'm just asking in general, right? They've been in court. I said, if you're defending somebody that might be undercover, would you expect to know? And she was like, well, I can't answer that because I've never had somebody like that.
Mhm.
But what I would think if I was running that and I had a defendant that was undercover is everybody in that courtroom would only be told if it was a need to know basis. So it almost feels like until this got to the point of bursting with what Ann Taylor's saying with the super secret chain of custody or no chain of custody, the DNA, Othram, Brian Koberger's name is a tip, all of this stuff, the 68 terabytes. I'm sure that there are hours of Ann Taylor's life that she wishes she could have back until somebody probably came up to her and said the operation or whatever. He's got to take a plea deal. I don't know how that would work, but I don't think it's a stretch that there's those
Right.
conversations behind closed doors.
Like somebody from the CIA or the feds were like, listen, this is what it is. Do you want to keep your life? Do you care about your family? You're going to have him take this plea deal. This is what you're going to advise.
Well, and what Mom Fluff just said is I think they emotionally need to believe that they have the right guy because if they didn't, they would really spiral. So to me, they know things are a mess, but to add that they don't have the right perp.
Oh, the families.
Right.
Because I was going to say, not the prosecution. The prosecution probably has done
families.
this. My guess is that this isn't their first time around the track with railroading.
Well,
if I had to take a wild guess.
And if I had to respond to Mom Fluff, I would say like I kind of feel like I feel like they are spiraling.
I like that name.
Don't you? Don't you feel like they're spiraling a bit?
Yeah, I think we did, and we went over that one interview, and I think I did it on my TikTok where it's Christy and Steve, and Christy is looking all over the place. Steve's jaw is like grinding because he's not happy with how she's answering. They're not looking at the camera, even though the interviewer, Brian Enton, is looking directly at them. They're not giving concise answers. They're literally pulling from everywhere they can to try to make sense of something, and none of it's making sense in what they're saying. It seems like wackadoodle time. I don't know what else to say. I was like, this is spiraling.
Well, it's spiraling. And I'm also like, it would see, God forbid I'm ever in that position or anybody, but it's like, I almost feel like I would be more stressed going through all of this and then still feeling like this is not the right person.
Well, if you even take a side by side of like the interviews when they first weren't trusting the investigation and they hired their own personal investigators, by the way, because you must trust the investigation. That's why you're doing your own personal one, which Ann Taylor was trying to get the documents for it because she said, hey, that's great that you hired your own private investigator, but under Idaho law, those are still documents that are a part of this case file. So you need to turn those over. And Steve was then on the news frantic saying, there was nothing. All these tips led nowhere.
You were on the show for that. I think you were on the show.
They all led nowhere. It's no big deal. It's fine. She's crazy. She's just wasting time. Like it's not important. A guy's life is on the line, and Steve was treating it like she's just trying to stall. No, you didn't trust the prosecutors. You hired your own private investigators. You put out your own reward. You did something that by Idaho law, you're required to turn over. And you're acting like she's doing it for stall tactics. That's crazy. And that's when the franticness started getting more and more. I noticed in their interviews when they were called out because of doing stuff like that and had to turn stuff over. I think that in the beginning, though, they were very direct. They were looking directly at the camera, saying things like, I don't want to do this. And this investigation, don't make me do this. This investigation, they didn't have to go upstairs. Like they were very on point. And then.
Yeah. It's all just so. It's tiring. It is tiring, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I believe that when you get in, I don't know the exact psychology or the human science aspect behind it. You become less creative when you're bogged down with a bunch of this. It's hard to think about things differently when you've looked at it so much. I
Well,
feel
that's
like,
why I have a
yeah,
million investigations going on.
yeah. And we got a handful of super chats. I'll read these quick.
Oh
Michelle
yeah.
Vibe Happy to that point says there's so much I don't think that we will get the truth. I hope we do. I don't think it'll.
Well,
I
wait,
don't
wait.
know.
But to be honest with you, though, like, what difference does it make if the institutions we don't trust say the truth? Like, will we ever trust the truth of what they're telling us? Do you know what I mean? I mean, what does it matter at this point? Are we going to trust the truth? Unless I see Brian Koberger come out with his attorneys, get exonerated, and spell out start to finish exactly what happened, I don't think I'm going to trust a fucking thing. I mean, who cares what they say? They've lied to us up until this point. What satisfaction are we going to get if the same institutions and people come out and say, you know what? Here's what really happened. I'm not going to.
No, I agree. Yeah, I agree. And so thank you, Michelle Vibe Happy for the super chat. Reasonable Doubter said, look into the U of I students Sharon Andrew Ackhaven in 91. Something was off back then. I just emailed you the article. Let's see what this says. Thank you for emailing me this right away. So it's at the top of my inbox. So students' suicide confuses the community. 21-year-old Sharon Andrew, hung himself in the University of Idaho's Shattuck Arboretum. The commotion that followed will serve as a disturbing testament on how a misinterpreted tragedy, when thrown out to the public, can boomerang back as chaos. Wow. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. The misfortune. Go ahead.
Are you going to read that?
Yeah. Well, I was just going to kind of.
Yeah, I want to hear what it says.
So it says it's no secret housing is tight in Moscow. In order to get a place to live, students will have to sacrifice standards and open their pocketbooks. Moscow, like hundreds of other cities around the nation, is in the midst of a housing crunch where affordable, suitable housing is hard to find. You're not going to come up here and find affordable housing, says ASUI President Mike Gotch. If you have a lot of money, you'll be okay. But if you don't have 500 to 700 to put down up front, it's too late. Patsy Edgar, the secretary, coordinates the off-campus housing list. In one day, approximately 75 people came into the office or went to the sub-information desk to pick up off-campus housing lists. She says there were more listings than there were this time last year, but that it is limited. Many of the listings are for single, older female students. Male students and students with families have to look for living situations elsewhere. But I don't know if it.
So the housing's bad. I mean, okay.
Well, I guess this is the part about the suicide. So when Moscow police responded to a 911 call from a group out on a nature walk, they knew none of this. They found Andrew's limp body hanging from a tree, hands tied behind his back. The police and other observers incorrectly reported the man to be black because of the way he had died. Police began investigating the death as a homicide, not a suicide. When the media and the surrounding area heard a young black man was found hanging from a tree, arms tied behind his back, the story was big news, added to the fact that Moscow is situated 90 miles from the radical white supremacist group Aryan Nations, and the result was nationwide headlines, fear within the minority community, and a sour name for the university. A day into the investigation, police matched a key found on Andrew to a dorm room at U of I. Andrew's roommate was able to positively identify him. At the onset, police could find no reason to close the homicide investigation, but then signs of suicide began showing up. In addition to learning Andrew was depressed and had attempted suicide earlier, they also found a note in his dorm room dividing up all personal possessions among friends. The body was sent to Pocatello for a complete autopsy by a forensic pathologist. Conclusion: Andrew committed suicide by hanging himself. By this time, however, the mass media had spread news across the nation about a possible, the white supremacist doing it. Wow.
I mean,
MPD has just got a track record, don't they?
well, they also were involved with, making kids as confidential informants. I mean, a lot of colleges did this, and they pressure you to not tell your parents, and some kids have committed suicide over that. Some kids have gotten hurt over that. That's not a great practice. Who knows what was going on in that university regarding any of those kids that were involved in the Idaho 4? We don't know. Or you could say that what if some of the kids were in trouble with rugs and became confidential informants, and they snitched on some of the kids in the house, and maybe that got back to the wrong people. You don't know.
Yeah,
And they wouldn't say, because the police don't like to say when they make people confidential informants and it doesn't go right.
it's just crazy to me. When the truth became known, few national papers corrected their statements, and many fear it gave the university and region a lasting hateful image. Indeed, this is a double tragedy, said Hall Godwin, vice president of student affairs. We had the tragedy of a student dying, and then all kinds of publicity to support initial misconceptions. After this happens, the damage is irreversible, said Terry Maurer, director of UBI Communications. If a girl says to her dad, I've narrowed my college choices to 2, Oregon State and the University of Idaho, the dad's going to say, Idaho, wasn't there a lynching there a while ago? So what this tells me, though, too, is that clearly
Yeah.
they're not going to have this happen again.
No, they clearly care very much about enrollment. They understand the economic heartbeat of that region, and it is that college. And how would it look to have a quadruple homicide? And it just so happened there would be some confidential informants and drug gangs in the area, surrounding areas, that have gone wild and rogue. We've even had prison breaks, and whoops.
None of it makes sense, Sammy. And I think tonight, to kind of start to wrap this up, I think tonight was a good topic to just generalize, get it all out there, because we need Hippler to release more stuff. If
And
we're going
faster.
and faster. I also think that I don't even know what we can do as far as like for locals. Like I've sent a couple emails to people and I don't ever hear back, but it's like we need somebody who is a local there to maybe recruit people that are like, dude, you can come up, you could not even put your face on the camera.
Well,
Like I don't know how
where is even the local newspapers demanding this? Why is it some internet show? Do you know what I mean? You don't want to know how else the mainstream media is awful, that supposedly cares so much about this case and has the families on and whatever, and has blown this narrative about the sleeping roommates and, oh, they did nothing wrong, no motive, whatever. They have covered this case thus far. Why aren't they demanding for the rest of the files? Like, this was your bread and butter. This was your story that was getting you news clicks too. You're still covering the story in the mainstream news. So why are you demanding that the shit get released? I don't understand. Like, why are you not demanding that this goes faster? Why aren't you releasing everything? What is going on? The case is closed, supposedly.
Right. I agree. And dude,
Cowards.
I have such a love-hate, like keeping my phone on, not having it on D&D, because I don't know if it's the mods, and then I get distracted. So I try to not check my phone.
What's
But
D&D? Dungeons and Dragons?
no, do not disturb, and then it's like you just get texts and it distracts me. So, but anyways, so Hive, what I'm going to do tonight, this is again, just talking about reporters freaking out. I have a fun 4-minute compilation here of the 8 greatest news reporter freakouts that I thought would be interesting to watch. And
Oh, yeah, let's do it.
all right.
Does your mom still come to the set while you're filming? Yeah, she comes. She flies to Toronto to visit me. She loves me. She likes to support me.
I know that she actually sat in, which was kind of a little strange, you know, because I'm a mom too. But
Right.
she sat in during when you was filming that sex scene for Superbad.
Yeah, that's not normal. Moms don't sit in on their kids.
I
That
don't
one's
think
inappropriate.
so.
Come on, you've seen your daughter have sex.
Hey,
This one though.
I have 1 minute, okay. No. Wait. I must do something on the paper!
I hope Nancy's on here.
But
Let's do something on the paper.
brief, yes.
Oh boy. Let's see how long it is. Let's hold it out.
This guy is probably close to 5 feet. Texas rat snakes are going to be one of the largest snakes that you find in the Metroplex area.
What really happened on that Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's death?
The fuck is that? Shit! I'm dying in this fucking country ass fucked up town.
Oh my God.
Shit flying in my mouth. The fuck? I can't see pollen. And let's get the fuck out this country, motherfucker. I can't even see me.
इस्लाम जिंदाबाद कॉन्फ्रेंस में जमीयत उलमा इस्लाम ने इंतखाबी मुहिम का आगाज करते हुए कौमी मसाइल का हल मंसूर की शक्ल में पेश करके पाकिस्तान को इस्लामी रियासत बनाने का प्रोग्राम दिया है। कैमरामैन शवाद रशीद के साथ
Is that Kim Jong-un?
न्यूज़ लाहौर।
We'll get warmer over the next couple of days, but we have to go through a few snow showers first. Your complete forecast, all today's news, straight ahead in the Fox Live News. Fuck you, mother whore. Shit!
Oh.
To my Republican friends, I would suggest, I think this is a good agreement because I know that they're swallowing some things that they don't like as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing them on the field of competition over the next 2 years. Thanks very much, everybody.
I didn't know that these were AI.
Oh,
I didn't vet the whole video. I watched the first few.
That was the Bill O'Reilly one. Just sends me. I love it so much. I love watching. There was one guy. He was doing the news in the snow, and he like literally was so angry about it. I don't know if you've seen it. He's like, well, they're making me come out here. Not like you don't know what snow feels like. And it's absolutely freezing. I'm so glad I spent this amount of money on college and 4-year degree so I could stand out in snow. You know, that's happening. And like, he just lost it. And it was so funny, but he did it in like a nice way. It was really good.
Yeah. I think that those are funny. I always, for whatever reason, the news bloopers or people like scaring their significant others is so funny to me. And I like Mrs. Birdie and I, we don't scare each other, but I think some of those reactions of people getting freaked out by their spouse is, I don't know why I enjoy watching those.
Yeah, I do too. Like when the one lady on, I think it's TikTok, she gets dressed up and scares her husband all the time. I love that. And the ones where she's obsessed with putting things on her lawn. So the guy comes home from work and he's always like, what the fuck? And it's all these like big lawn ornaments and like blow up things on the lawn. And he's like, no.
Or the news bloopers when they say something inappropriate on accident.
Yeah.
Those are funny.
I like the one where the guy's doing the news and his mom drives by and she's like, hi, baby.
Oh,
He's
yes.
like,
yes.
Mom.
The OG blooper. There's two of them that I felt like really took over. But the OG blooper of the lady on this like 5-foot platform stomping the grapes that she falls off. Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
That one, and then the lady that's on the game show launching the watermelon where she like leans back and it comes right back at her face.
I didn't see that one.
Oh, you've seen. Now we're going down this rabbit hole. Dude, this one's bad. This would hurt so bad.
A watermelon is huge.
I can't
God,
believe you've
we're
never
like
seen
we're like
this.
well, money America's funniest home videos with
right into
Bertie
that
and
guy.
Sam.
Don't give up on me now, please. Just focus. I'm not giving up. I'm just getting frustrated.
Just wait.
You got this, sister. You were super, super close. Right in the
This
kitchen.
one right
Show
here.
that night who's boss. Oh God.
Oh God.
I don't just want to watch these funny videos all night, but I gotta show the grape smash.
How did she? Oh, that's a great one. How did she not break her jaw?
I have
Wait,
no
how did
idea.
that even happen? If it was going that
It got
did
wrapped in it.
Oh my God. So it was like turned one. So when it got released, it unturned.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
That would like break
NG.
your face. It'd have to. This
Your
one
jaw would be dislocated.
And how are
I
you
have to.
measuring who does the best dumping?
Yes.
Whoever stomps the most shoes wins an overnight stay, but it's not the only thing you can do. The measuring cups are down below, right? Measuring cups are down below. All right. And if you win, you get to stay at Chateau Milan. And what else do you have going on here? Well, if grape dumping's not your thing, you can come and spend the day listening to live music, eating international foods, having wine tours and tastings, vineyard tours, seminars,
Fucking
arts and
jerks.
crafts. It's a lot of fun, a whole day. Stop. I can't breathe. Stop.
Can't breathe. She got the wind knocked out of her.
Oh, boy, I think she's actually hurt.
he goes, I think she's actually hurt. Yeah. What gave it away, my guy?
Ooh,
Like,
ooh, ooh.
oh my God. See, this is like my ADD brain now. This is the last one I'm going to show. This one
Do you know
is
do you know how fucking awesome those two professionals are? Just sitting
yeah.
there. Ooh, hope she's okay.
Dude, this
I'd
one
be
will
like,
I know it's like, oh yeah, of course. She's just grunting. She's probably got a punctured lung. My little brother showed me this one, and when I tell you that I was like having a laughing fit so bad that my like stomach muscles cramped, and I don't know why. This is just insane.
Hey guys, I'm Jeff Bill. First we gave you Cactus Hand Grab, and now I present to you Cactus Body Slam.
oh no.
Green means go. Fuck! Pull my legs over! Fucking pull my legs over! Zach, help me now! Help me now! Ah! Fuck! Oh! Fuck! 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 Pull that one close, you know. Ah! Oh, I'm going to sleep. I'm going to fucking sleep.
Fuck, I feel so bad for you.
Oh, shit, man.
Dude,
Owie.
I'm so sorry, man.
Owie.
I'm so sorry. They're all like this.
Ah!
Dude, they're all...
Went straight through the hand thing. It didn't even help. See that one there on the white?
You fucking idiot!
Oh, man, look.
Oh God!
Oh!
Out of his vein. Shooting up, man.
I said I'd do it, so I did it. There you go.
What a fucking
It
idiot!
fucking hurts, man.
Oh, dude. So I don't know why I find that.
What? Why?
If you guys want to see more of that, the Children of Poseidon is like these kids in Australia that they're like reenacting Jackass or something.
Oh God. Well, we already went through that. You can't redo it. It's been done. And did you see the size of those cactus needles? Like I live up north. I live in Buffalo. The most I'm gonna get is like a burr. You know, those like little spiky things on plants when you walk by sometimes. Like that's the extent of it. Or the pricker weeds that are like No, did you see the thickness of that needle on the cactus? That is bonkers. Oof.
Well,
I bet it's. I bet it's. Could that be the murder weapon?
well, oh Jesus, it's about the same amount of blood that we see in the house.
I see more blood.
Well, and I just put in the chat I said this too. Like, I know that tonight wasn't super like specific content heavy. That's why I gave it a broad theme. I enjoy hanging out with everybody. I really do, and I think this is good to do.
Wait, think about those needles coming out of his skin and how much blood was seeping. Try a fixed blade K-bar knife. What? And he didn't get any blood on him or on the. Look at all that blood.
Yeah.
Just from a cactus needle. That's actually a great comparison to show you how ridiculous this fucking story is.
Yeah. No, I agree. And I just saw Mary Tyler say I need to have more call-ins. I did it the last 2 nights. I could have a call-in whenever, right? I mean, that's what I love about this StreamYard setup, which is you guys see it on YouTube.
Want to have one call-in before we go?
As long as it's not Dylan Mort 2.0.
Yeah, no motherfuckers, please. Or if you do, you're just gonna get my wrath, and you don't want that.
What if we picked one, Sammy? What if we picked one?
I don't know how to pick.
All
right, let me put on some lip gloss for the call.
Let's see. Now, I'm trying to find somebody that's done it before. Someone's going to be like, just don't say my name. Don't say my name. And I'm going to say their name. And they're going to be like, are you kidding me?
Let's do it.
What about Nebula?
Okay.
Assman would be a good one for Sammy.
Who?
Assman. That's not even an inside joke. It's not even an inside joke. Nebula said, I think I got it figured out. Okay, here we go, Nebula. Nobody else click this link. Yeah, this is fun. It's super relaxed. And again,
I make Birdie ride by the seat of his pants. Birdie, if you were my friend back in the day,
I'd be in jail, Sammy. I'd be in jail.
Could you? Thank God you don't live in this state.
Oh,
no, I'm just
God.
kidding. I wouldn't make you do anything bad now. Trust me.
Not now, but
no, meaning I don't get in trouble now. There's Uber now.
Okay, so yeah. So what I'm going to do here is let me add a camera slot that's small and down here, and let me move it to the back.
What's in that lip gloss? I don't know. Probably something that's going to cause me cancer, but I like it.
All right, Alexa, aka Nebula, how are you doing?
I'm good. I can hear you all now. I think I figured it out. Discord on Luna Bliss definitely helped me out last night after the show.
Well, we got you loud and clear. What do you got for us?
Oh my gosh. Only 1,000 theories that make my brain feel like a taffy in a taffy pulling machine in a candy store. But there's just a lot of things. Now that we sit here and look at it a little deeper, it just absolutely flabbergasts me. My mom went to school for criminal justice. I would purposely play sick from school just to go to her college classes with her. And just everything about this case just screams such a lack of procedure. I understand these people had to go through extensive classes and courses to become police officers, but they're not doing anything to make it make sense. And I think that's where we all kind of get together and agree that there's enough TV shows and body cam footage and everything like that out there where you can't lie to us as much as you try because you've shown us the real deal.
Yeah.
I agree with that. What's an angle of the Idaho 4 case that you feel like not enough people are talking about that you feel you might have maybe a unique thought on?
I think we need to follow the money. Honestly, this world right now that we live in is just ruled by money and the power that is behind it. Whether it be possibly a big drug scheme or just a pissed off kid with some rich parents or a fraternity that wants to keep them closed off because yes, enrollment fees and enrollment numbers are going to go down. Idaho has nothing really for them except for their college going for themselves. So it really makes sense. And a lot of those people that are tied up in those fraternities and sororities are huge money making people. They're probably in the upper aspects of that state and government than we think even possible. So, I mean, even TV shows and everything, they don't just put those things out there for no reason. You know, we've seen it with a lot of different things, whether it's UFOs or crimes or dirty cops, like it's all a real deal. And I think they put it in our faces so easily. So we just can, oh, that's crazy. That's just a TV show. That's just a
Yes.
movie.
I
You know,
agree with Nebula that we didn't follow, or not we, but they didn't follow any money. They didn't even follow the basic Venmo transactions that night to ask what that was about.
well, and even growing up watching all these court cases with my mother, it's like even just by myself this past couple of years, the Karen Reed case, for example, how
Oh,
they could
yeah.
take John's phone and be like, oh, the temperature dropped between this and this time. It traveled from this distance to that distance. The lack of even investigation in the phone records for these individuals is just stupid.
It's
The
it's
health data
purposeful.
that's missing, the steps on their phones, on the roommates.
Exactly. Don't tell me they didn't have Apple Watches and BS like that, because they probably did, you know? And I think all of that terabytes of footage or evidence, should say, I think it comes from probably a huge collective of kids that they had to go to and figure out, like, okay, you heard or saw something, we'll take that, we'll take that, we'll take that. But just like Birdie said too, every time you want to go into and manipulate a file, it makes another coding process that creates storage that amplifies that file.
I
You know?
I agree, and I think I know that I get flack for saying this, but I really think about the Dateline leak aspect. Like, of all things that happened with Dateline, the leak is probably the biggest part, that because the Dateline documentary is such a narrative junkie filled
And how
production.
fast they came out with that.
Yeah.
Like, isn't it X amount of years so you can actually talk about a case? They
No,
totally crossed those lines.
Yeah, and how soon and how close it was to the actual trial date.
Exactly. I think it's completely botched from the start, but then they just show us more and more how they skipped a lot of different lines to get there. Even the cops, you know, packing up the victim's belongings and stuff in the house, demolishing of that house so quickly. You have to go through the city and the state and a bunch of things and all these contractors to get that put in place. So the owner of that house, it kind of makes me question, like, who was he and where does he stand on a lot of things, and where does the money with him sit?
The fact that he so willingly donated the property to the University of Idaho, like, you don't care about making money on this property? Are you that good,
Exactly.
bro?
Yep, he's got
Where
money in
are
his
your
pocket.
financials at that you don't care about losing a rental property?
100%.
I agree with that. And I don't want to just to finish that point on the Dateline thing. I think this has nothing to do with saying that Dateline's right with their narrative. I'm just specifically talking about the leak, that if it was Xana, I'm not even saying I believe this, but phone data of her elevation rising, is that a stretch? We haven't
No.
seen it. So that's what I'm trying
Exactly.
to say. It's like, it's not that big of, like, whether the leak is bogus or not, I would believe that they would have that.
I honestly want to see if any of these people dialed up to 911 and couldn't get through. All we're hearing is, oh, they called, you know, Jack, and it, you know, this and that. There was less phone calls, but let's say there was like a jammer happening in the process and 911 wasn't going through, from what we possibly have heard from other people. Why aren't they showing us that? I think that's a huge thing too, because the first thing you're going to do is probably call 911 over your boyfriend for getting, I'm sorry, but slaughtered in your bedroom.
Agree. And then the fact that if there is cell phone jammers, which I'd say is a possibility for sure, especially when we think about the fact that that one person called the FBI and said that the network was down and everything like that. But the fact that they released a edited 911 phone call after hiding it. And so now we're getting the other version of it that came out recently that has all these whispers and extra things added to it. So of course that adds to the suspicion of, if you're editing one 911 phone call, who's to say you didn't flagrantly block the things and show us the call logs of what and who called 911? Like, where is the 911 phone call for supposedly how they stopped those drinkers or whatever in the Banfield that somebody called? Where? When? What?
Well, and Sherlock just brought up a good point about how there is a 17-minute phone call that night.
Oh yeah,
We're
with
saying that
Jack
it just
D.
that it just went to voicemail and all this stuff. In
No,
my opinion,
they said it was answered, but
yeah,
he doesn't remember.
That is
right.
crazy to me. You will remember the last phone call you had with someone before they died.
And also, so let's say this. Let's say that Jack did think it was his alarm and he reaches over halfway asleep, turns it off. Like I think everybody's probably done that at some point where maybe they turn off their alarm or they're sleeping next to the phone, whatever.
Yes.
But for the other person to stay on the line for 17 more minutes, well, is that person not able to get their phone to hang up? Or are they just going to sit on the phone for 17 minutes? Were they too drunk to hang up? Or when you talk about phone manipulation, in my opinion, that would be the place to hide if a conversation happened, is right there. We can't hide the 17 minutes, but we can make up some bogus about how he doesn't remember.
Yeah, and we can put him in the back of a car, right?
Yes.
And we don't know what happened between, right? And we can take the dog, even though it's his, and give it to the Humane Society without testing it for anything,
Well,
and then say
did
there's
you-
nothing on the dog.
Well, even that, have we even seen that? That phone call came out recently too, where like the Humane Society had called Moscow and Lake Tahoe County, and they're like, we had a dog here, it's gone, my paperwork's gone off my desk. Like that is so suspicious to me. Like that is absolutely insane because I've been someone that's picked up a dog off the sidewalk, called the cops. I've had to go to that Humane Society. I've had to meet the cop there. The cops always have access to Humane Societies.
Yes, and they're also very specific about paperwork and releases because I've done something similar where it's like you're not leaving until you sign certain paperwork, they know certain things. They're not releasing the dog until you give certain paperwork and they know certain things.
Yeah, and that just kind of like made me kind of wiggle back into, cops being involved in this entire investigation, everything happening, and who was friends with who. If Hunter was friends with one of them, I can't imagine how many other people were also friends with different cops within that city or what was going on. So I think, like I said, 1,000 different theories and possibilities, but it's clearly just a huge, disgusting cover up. It's a laughing stock of like what we are trying to believe in as far as cops. Like I think we kind of crossed that threshold with a lot of things like, F the police and like, okay, we got to actually give sense to the police because they do this or that. But then they just give us more reasons every single day to like, yeah, maybe we should not trust the police.
Nebula, where are you from?
I'm from Minnesota and I live in Colorado right now.
You live in Colorado.
Nah.
Yeah,
Nice.
Minnesota. Even then, like when we were growing up, it's like we had like 2 different cops in 2 different towns. Like we would pray if we are getting pulled over in the middle of the night, it was that cop because he's going to take our weed and drive away. He's not going to do anything to us.
Right.
It's that simple.
Yeah. Well, I
Where
appreciate.
where do you live in Colorado? I love Durango.
I do live in Denver, unfortunately, right now. I had a house up in the mountains for quite some time. I'm trying to get back to either Boulder or like Netherland, Colorado. But yeah, Denver is depressing. If anyone's listening and trying to move here, it's depressing and overpriced.
Well, yeah, I've talked to a couple other people that live out there, and I've heard the same thing. And I'm not trying to cut you off. I'm going to let Critic Rick up because he just said,
yes, please.
He's like, I want to talk about their phones tracking that. Yes.
Yeah,
nice to meet
thank you guys
Alexa.
so much. I appreciate it. Heck yeah.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye. All right, I'm going to have Critic Rick up. I told him we got 5 minutes, and he's super smart with all this stuff. I believe he's.
I like his name.
Yes. Critic Rick, you there? I think you're on mute.
I'm there.
Yeah, we got you loud and clear. Yep, we got you loud and clear, bro.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. So I did a video not too long ago, a few days ago, regarding their tracking app. So if you guys don't remember, it's been a while. On the second interview, they did second interviews for Dylan and for Bethany. So on the second one was with Blaker. So that's the one where Bethany had to meet him up back in Nevada. So she didn't want to go back to Idaho.
Yeah.
So she had her lawyer present and everything. And that's when she blurts out that she tracked them down to Taco Bell. And Blake responds by saying, "You track them?" And she casually says, yeah, on the tracking app. And they're at Taco Bell. And so he doesn't budge. It's crazy because in any interview, I mean, remember,
Whoa.
Bethany didn't want to go back to Idaho. She's there with her lawyer, and then there's also an officer officer from the Nevada State Police present, basically just to assist, right? Meaning that secured or whatever, because we don't know why Bethany didn't want to go back. Is it an issue, maybe of protection or something? He's present there. They don't name him or anything. He's just present in the room. So the moment that Bethany says that, Blaker kind of gets caught off guard, right? With whenever you say track him, it kind of, and even Lana says, "Oh, that's a trigger word, right? Who uses track, right? Unless you're a professional or law enforcement, you use those words, or if you're a detective, you'll use those words."
Track.
So she
I
says,
mean, you can say
track
like
him,
track if you
and
got
then Blaker's like,
if you
I
got
think
an
he's got a
app,
slight
like,
delay, Sammy.
oh, I was gonna say track, like when you put a thing, when you have something like you know where people are on your phone, like contacts, like your kids, right? So I think I might say track sometimes, but it's weird that she had her roommates.
I would say like location. I have their location.
yeah.
Yes, location.
So
I
yeah,
wouldn't say track.
so
You're right.
when she says that, right?
Yeah.
So when she says that, Blaker basically just asked a rebuttal of how, kind of like wondering, right? And so she says, "Yeah, so I have this Find My Friends app," and then 2 sentences after Blaker, he just moves on, like for the rest of the day. And on my video, I mentioned, well, normally he's a detective on this end when he's doing this interview. He should have been writing stuff down. So if he didn't write it down or anything, he could have slipped that note past to someone and be like, "Hey, I need you to confirm this if the phones are already downloaded." Meaning he can literally do it live by someone back at MPD being like, "I need you to look this up. Did they in fact have that app on their phones and look up this time that I'm just talking to her right now? And did she check that app for the Taco Bell? And was she back with Ethan? Ethan and her were back home." They could literally do that in an investigation. You can have someone look it up to confirm whatever's going on in that interview if it matches. That's how you collaborate stuff that you're with a witness or suspect, anything like that. You could do it live. Yeah. So he just moves on to something else. Like, go ahead.
I'm sorry, dude. The delay is throwing me off too. So I'm not trying to cut you off. I thought you were done. But I'm going to play that clip tomorrow on stream if you don't mind. I'll grab that.
Wow.
Because I think the visuals will help. But guys, we're coming up here on time. Critic Rick, I appreciate you always popping up here. It's great to chat with you. And I hope you have a great night.
Nebula.
Yeah, you too, Nebula.
Yeah, of course.
Have a good one. So with that, Hive, I hope that everybody has a fantastic evening. Sammy, always great to see you. Stay out of trouble till the next time that I see you.
I haven't been in trouble.
And the super chats that I didn't get to, I will start tomorrow's stream with. So I will see you all then. Cheers, everybody. Have a great night.
Bye,
Thanks,
guys.
Sammy. Bye.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new